Have you ever found out the person you trusted most was lying to you? I did, on our one-year wedding anniversary. My husband, Taro, and I had signed a contract marriage, a deal between our families to secure their business interests. It was supposed to be a simple arrangement, but as I looked into his eyes that day, I felt a shiver run down my spine. Something was off. And then I saw it, a photo of me in his locked childhood room, with a caption that made my blood run cold, "My future wife, Akira." But how did he know me before our contract? Suddenly, our entire marriage felt like a lie. I tried to brush it off as mere curiosity, but the question lingered in my mind like a shadow. What else was Taro hiding from me? As I stood there, frozen in confusion, the elevator doors to our penthouse apartment slid open, and Taro walked in, a bright smile on his face, oblivious to the storm brewing inside me. The days that followed were a blur of lavish parties and fake smiles. Taro and I played the perfect couple, but behind closed doors, I was frantically searching for answers. I scoured our apartment, looking for any clue that could explain the photo, but every door I opened led to more questions. Why did Taro's family insist on this contract marriage? What did they gain from it? And what was Taro's true intention? The more I dug, the more I realized that our marriage was just a small part of a much larger game. One night, as we were getting ready for yet another charity gala, I confronted Taro about the photo. He brushed it off, saying it was just a coincidence, that he must have seen me at a business event before our engagement. But I knew what I saw, the look in his eyes, the way he avoided mine. It was then that I decided to investigate further, to uncover the truth behind our contract marriage. Little did I know, the truth would change everything. As I put on my mask of perfection, ready to face the world, I felt a voice whispering in my ear, "You will never be able to escape the lies." I started by questioning the people closest to us, but every door I knocked on was met with silence or vague answers. It was as if they were all hiding something, and I was the only one who didn't know the secret. Frustrated and alone, I turned to the one person I thought could help me, my best friend, Yui. Over coffee, I confided in her about my suspicions, and to my surprise, she revealed that she had always had doubts about Taro's intentions. Together, we hatched a plan to dig deeper, to follow the trail of clues that could lead us to the truth. We started by investigating Taro's business dealings, looking for any irregularities that could be connected to our marriage. And then, one night, we stumbled upon a hidden document, a contract that outlined the terms of our marriage in chilling detail. It was then that I realized the true extent of the deceit. Our marriage was not just a contract, it was a transaction, a business deal where I was the commodity. I felt like I had been living in a nightmare, and I was determined to wake up. But as I looked at Yui, I saw a mix of fear and determination in her eyes. "Akira, we have to be careful. If Taro finds out what we're doing, he could." Her voice trailed off, but I knew what she was implying. We were playing with fire, and the stakes were higher than I had ever imagined. The days that followed were a whirlwind of discoveries and revelations. With each new piece of information, the puzzle of our marriage began to take shape. We uncovered a web of deceit that went far beyond our contract, a complex network of business deals and family alliances that had been hiding in plain sight. And at the center of it all was Taro, the man I thought I knew. But as the truth began to unravel, I realized that I had been blind to the signs. The way he would often disappear for hours without explanation, the secretive phone calls, the evasive answers. It all made sense now. Taro was not who he claimed to be. He was a master manipulator, using our marriage as a means to an end, a way to secure his family's business interests. I felt a wave of anger and betrayal wash over me, but it was mixed with a sense of relief. Finally, I knew the truth. But as I stood there, ready to confront Taro, I heard a voice behind me. "You shouldn't have looked, Akira." I turned to see Taro standing in the doorway, a look of cold calculation in his eyes. It was then that I knew I had to escape, to get out of the penthouse and never look back. But as I turned to run, I felt a hand grab my arm, holding me back. "You're not going anywhere, Akira. You're mine, now and forever." In the end, it was not the lies that destroyed me, but the truth. The truth about our marriage, about Taro, about the world I thought I knew. It was a harsh awakening, but it was also a liberation. I realized that I had been living in a prison of my own making, a prison of deceit and manipulation. And as I walked away from the penthouse, away from Taro and the life we had built, I felt a sense of freedom that I had never known before. It was a new beginning, a chance to start anew, to find myself in a world that was no longer shrouded in lies. And as I looked up at the skyline, I knew that I would never be the same again. The experience had changed me, had taught me to question everything, to seek the truth no matter the cost. It was a painful lesson, but it was one that I would carry with me for the rest of my life. And as I disappeared into the crowd, I smiled, knowing that I was finally free to be me, to live my life on my own terms. The city lights twinkled like diamonds, a reminder of the beauty and the danger that lay ahead. But I was ready, for I had learned the most important lesson of all: the truth will set you free, but it will also change you forever.